All right, everybody, welcome to the first ride of the RE Superior Peak. You might remember a couple months back now, we did a pretty in-depth first look when we were at RE HQ, but today we're actually getting to ride the bike here at Crankworx Whistler, so let's get into it. Tyler, obviously we've talked about this bike a bit before. You went into the details pretty deeply. So let's kind of fly over some of the key points about this bike in terms of adjustability and where it sits in the downhill world.
Yeah, so the Superior's our new downhill bike. We have a lot of adjustability on the bike. There's 6 different configurations on geometry with different flip chips in the seat stay link area, also the chain stay area. So kind of basic geometry numbers in the low short position. We're a 63.5 head tube. We're a 444 chain stay, and that's a 29-29 configuration. You know, you can get all the way down to like a 62.9 head tube angle or up to like a 64, kind of depending on how you're running that bike. We wanted to make the bike that the riders, it's a choose their own adventure. You know, it's, hey, I'm riding park, I'm riding jump, so I can steepen that thing up for more of a jumping, or I'm a flat out racer, you know. And this bike has already been proven in some big events, you know, winning a lot of free ride events. You know, we could do well at Free Ride Fiesta, doing well at Proving Grounds. You're going to see it upcoming in Rampage as well. It's also won a lot of DH races already here in North America. Okay. So it really has that versatility to do everything on the bike.
Sweet. And then how many models, frames, and starting price to top tier price?
Yeah, so we're gonna offer three variants on this one. We're gonna offer a comp, which is this one here, the Elite, and then a frame set. So the comp bike, honestly, I'm probably most proud of that one. So it's coming with the Boxer and the Vivid, SRAM drivetrain, the new DT Swiss F1900 wheels, TRP brakes, really just a dialed setup. This one's coming in at $47.99, and you're getting all that adjustability on the frame. Okay. From there, you go to the Elite, which was what you were on today. So it's the Boxer Ultimate, Vivid DH Ultimate, goes up to the Exo drivetrain, goes up again on wheels to the 1500 level DT Swiss downhill wheels, and then to the Maven brakes just for, you know, a little more stopping power. And that one's going to come in at $64.99. Okay. And then we will offer a frame set, so frame shock, headset axle, seat clamp, and then you can add the fork as well to that. You can add the Boxer, you can choose it at checkout, or it's, hey, I already have my own fork, or however you'd want to run that as well.
Awesome. And then sizes?
Sizes, we're running 3 sizes. Okay. You got an S1, an S2, and an S3. Okay. Reaches on those, on an S1, you're at 445. S2 jumps up to a 480. Again, that's in that configuration, short, long, short and low. And then you have the S3, which jumps up to a 510 on the reach. Okay. So it's sized well. You know, you can really kind of pick and choose. We've seen riders like S2, we're expecting obviously to be the most popular. Sure. Depending on the riding style, more of a race-oriented, you know, a 5'8" rider is on an S2, you know, more of a jumpy rider up to like 6'1" has come down to an S2, so there is that range, but it really just kind of depends on where you're riding it and how you're riding it. One of the cool frame features that we had, you know, we talked about it a little bit, but you do have the adjustability not just in geometry, but also in leverage ratio. So the shock, or the bike comes with 2 mounts on it, right? It's gonna be shipping with the progressive mount, and then you can change it again to a taller mount, which is going to make it a little more linear for, you know, either a heavier rider that's running a higher spring rate or for more of a racy feel on it as well.
Okay. Very cool. And then availability?
Availability, they'll be shipping middle August.
Okay. Warranty?
Warranty, just like every RE bike, we offer a lifetime warranty on the frame. We've been through a whole bunch of testing on this as far as, you know, rear triangle stiffness, rear triangle durability. I've seen Curtis Downs 50-50, some big, huge doubles coming up short, and he's had some good luck on it. It's definitely been through the paces.
So. All righty, very cool. Well, let's get back on the mountain, do some more laps.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, so we had a pretty solid time riding the Superior Peak with the guys from Ari. It was really cool to have them out with us, just kind of bouncing ideas, talking about setup, what we were feeling out on the trail. One of my first takeaways about the bike is that there are downhill race bikes and then there are downhill play bikes. And this definitely, for me, after just a short day of riding, definitely not having the suspension 100% where I wanted. It was really cold and it was kind of the end of a long day. And I think those both contributed to the way the suspension was feeling for me and my body was feeling. But the playfulness, the nimbleness, how the bike jumped in the air, I definitely am right now kind of putting this more towards the bike parky, play gravity rider. We are going to be getting one of these for a long-term test, and I am going to ask that we get our model with the OChain installed. I think that's going to do a lot to help improve the bike's downhill speed carrying capabilities over chunk and gnarly terrain. I'm personally a really big fan of what OChain does on downhill bikes and how it smooths things out and allows you to carry momentum and gives a little bit more of that chainless feel. And I think this could be a great candidate for that if, again, you are someone who's looking to do a bit of downhill racing, but still looking for a really affordable, pretty sweet looking downhill bike. You could imagine with riders like Curtis Downs and Kyle Strait, who have got, well, I mean, Kyle Strait did race World Cups out there, don't forget. But guys with a lot more jumping, preference in their riding style, it's no surprise that this bike feels good in the air, nice in the tight corners on big high-speed berms. It has a lot of nice platform and pop, and is really just an impressive bike all around. Something else that I really want to experiment with is this removable brace here between the seat stays. That was designed so that riders would have the ability to modify the stiffness of the frame. So if you're riding a track that's got a lot of off camber, is really dry and loose, or very wet and muddy, you can remove that strut there, that little brace, and get a little more flex out of the frame. And that will help kind of keep that traction down and rolling where it is. So there's definitely a lot of stuff we want to play with, geo flip chips, suspension settings, OChain, and we look forward to doing that for the long-term review. But so far we had a really fun time on this bike, and it was pretty awesome to get out and ride some super neat, deep, chunky, gnarly terrain and have a lot of fun here at Whistler. Well, there you have it, folks. Those are the first thoughts and impressions from our ride on the Superior Peak. If you have any questions, things you'd like us to consider for the long-term review, or other bikes that you'd like us to compare this up against, please let us know in the comments, and we would be very appreciative if you'd subscribe to the channel and join us for a lot more fun videos. Thanks, and we'll see you out on the trails.
Holy shit, dude! Oh my god!